Hello, this is Susan Hayes, the Positive Economist, and today I'm going to talk about the power of compounding. And this is in a series of videos called investinginyouth.com, Introducing Wall Street to the Classroom. Compounding creates new money, and how I'm going to show you this is through a mathematical example. What new money is created on €5,000 if 8% is earned on it? Well, if we take 5,000 and multiply it by 1.08 in the year, we come up with 5,400. So we have 5,000 of an original lump sum, or we have €400 of new money. So what about next year? So on the compounded amount of 5,400, what if 8% is earned on that? Well, 5,400 multiplied by 1.08 is equal to 5,832, which is a €5,000 original lump sum. But now we also have interest of €832. So where did that come from? Well, we had the 400 that came from the compounding in year 1, but then there was interest compounded on that. So then we had in second year €432 of new money created. So where are we in 5 years? Well, what I did was that I worked it out if I went down the whole way for 5 years, and every year I got an 8% return on my original lump sum of €5,000 and then on the interest, that at the very end I would have €7,346. So how long does it take to double your money? Well, this is a rule that I picked up in my actuarial lessons when I was studying in college. It's called the rule of 72. If you divide 72 by the interest rate, it will tell you how many years it takes to double your money, which can be a very useful idea when you're looking at savings products, or also when you see how much is made on when you pay back your mortgage. So let's say we are looking at an interest rate of 8%, following through with the analogy that we've been using, and divide 72 by 8, then you get 9 years. That is how long it would take to double your money. So is there a faster way to work it out than this? Well, you don't want to constantly work out 1 plus 0.0 whatever your interest rate is all the time. There is a faster way, and here it is. It is the principal, which in the case that I was speaking about was the €5,000, and then you put 1 plus your interest rate divided by 100. So where our interest rate was 8%, if we divide 8 by 100, we get 0.08. So it's 1 plus the interest rate divided by 100 to the power of the number of years invested. So, as I have in words down here. Now, what I'm going to do is show you what that means. So the long way tells us that €6,802 multiplied by 1.08 is equal to 7,346. Now you may be wondering at this point, where did I get that figure? Well, let me go back a couple of slides. I'm just going to go back here, and if you look at the very last line here where my mouse is pointing to, €6,802 multiplied by 1.08 is equal to 7,346. So all I did was apply the figure that was compounded after 4 years and then multiplied by 1.08 to get the amount after 5 years. So now I'm going to go forward to that slide again, and as you can see I get 7,346 as I say. Now the short way would have been simply to multiply 5,000 by 1.08 to the power of 5, and as you can see I get the very same answer. So the purpose of this slide is to show you that the long and the short way produce the same result. So how does this apply to real life? Well, let's take a person who starts saving 3,000 per year from the age of 22. Let's say this person is out of college and has started putting away money from their first job. So she puts away the money into a high interest account earning 6%. How much does she have by the time she turns 65? €674,186.99. So could you put a price on Manhattan? Well, you may be wondering what the ladies from Sex and the City have got to do with this. Well, think about this one. In 1626, the natives in New York traded Manhattan for $24 worth of glass beads. Think about it. The whole of Manhattan was traded for $24 at the time. And do you think that was a good deal? And on the part of whom? Because if you think of the size of Manhattan and its value at this point in time, who do you think got the better deal? The person who bought it for $24, as you might think, or the person who sold it for $24? Well, think about it. Who got the better deal? Well, if the Americans had put that $24, because obviously the Americans sold Manhattan, on deposit at 6% interest in 1626, today they could have bought Manhattan, all of it, including the skyscrapers and all, twice over, and there's more. They could have had $1 billion left over in spare change. And that is the power of compounding. Now there's two things that will impact on compounding. One is transaction costs, the second is taxes. So let's look at two of them. First of all, we look at the transaction costs. Remember the lady that put away €3,000 per year? Well, imagine if each year 5% of her portfolio was taken away in transaction costs. By the time she would have arrived to 65, 5% of the portfolio was worth €33,709, and this is only for 1 year's transaction costs. Now, what if we could have reduced that? Now, bear in mind, I'm simply talking about 1 year. If this lady was investing since 22, she had many years of investing behind her, and also many years of paying transaction costs. So, it's really important to make sure that you do lower your transaction costs, because 1% of this portfolio would simply amount to 6,741. That is an immense difference. And to quantify it, what this means is that you could have had €26,968 of a difference in her final year in terms of transaction costs. And that is the price of a very, very nice new car. Now, taxes are the other issue. Currently, the government charged 25% of any gains over and above €1,270. Now, I say 25% as of September 2010. This may change in any of the upcoming budgets. So the impact of transaction costs is enough to prove to you the difference expenses can make over time. And similarly, taxes can do the same. So what if you could legally avoid paying tax? Well, you can. All you need to do is put a wrapper around your money in the form of a pension. So your investments are protected from the tax office taking any money out of it. And it also stops you from going on a spending spree, as it's tied up there until you retire. Now, obviously, it's not advisable to put all your savings into a pension, because obviously you will need them from time to time. But for that portion of your money that you can afford to put away on an annual basis, a pension can be a very tax-efficient vehicle. Some people just say, are they not just for the elderly and to think about more long-term down the road? Well, no, they're not at all. Instead of spending all of your money right now, you take a portion of it, and let it grow tax efficiently, live more comfortably, and enjoy life all the more when you do retire. The point is to start as soon as you can and let the power of compounding work in your favour. This is Susan Hayes, the Positive Economist.